had to summarise the Royal Engineers CPD charity in one sentence to a busy RSM or OC, what would you say?
Giving your serving soldiers and officers the opportunity to develop themselves personally is absolutely life-changing. If you had the opportunity to change somebody's life and give them that confidence in themselves, why would you not? From
an RSM or CO's perspective, why should they actively encourage their soldiers and officers to engage with the charity?
So from an RSM and an OC's perspective, I'd kind of turn that question on its head. Why wouldn't you choose to actively encourage your soldiers and officers to take up something that was going to benefit both them and the unit? If it's opening them up in terms of confidence or ability or skills, then surely that is the role of command, to make sure that individuals get the best opportunity that they can, both personally and for the benefit of the unit itself. How they do that is about getting themselves briefed on what it is that we can offer them in terms of support. So what the process is, how they can actively engage with us, in all of those elements. Probably not accreditation because we overlay that, but certainly from a study grant, a PRA and a unit funds perspective, how is it that they can actively engage to ensure that their soldiers and officers get the best support that we can offer?
If they wanted to utilise your expertise and the team's expertise, how would they go about getting a CPD level type brief delivered at their unit? How would they do that?
So in terms of making us seen, making us known, how people access us, that's something that we've worked on post-rebrand a lot. And we're actively doing things like this Q&A session today to make it much easier for those types of interactions with the units. We do have the opportunity to go and speak to units directly, and they can request that through the office. So if they get in touch with us or me directly, or Jessica, who looks after that comms piece at the moment, then we will be able to come and deliver something unique for them, or just our standard briefing out. But we've also got a presentation that they can deliver as part of their smaller briefs, or hopefully in the future, things like this that they can play, and we can make that material accessible to everybody. But if people want to do it in a different way, or they want that personal interaction with us, then just pick up the phone and give us a call.
If an RSM or CO is listening to this and wants to cascade the message to their unit, what are the key points they should communicate?
So the key points for me in terms of what the RSMs can help us with are study grants, get curious. PRAs, they're a no-brainer. It's that accreditation of work that's already been carried out, and unit funds, understand the process and then push those unit funds with their personnel and facilitate the use of all of that money. I don't want to see any back in my bank account.
And then finally, what role does the chain of command play in encouraging a culture of continuous personal development across the Royal Engineers and Queen's Gurkha Engineers?
So for me, they play that absolute role model. They are key, they're critical in what it is that their serving soldiers and officers do. So it's really important for them to absolutely understand and engage with us, to understand what that process is, and to role model it. Why don't they do a study grant of their own? Why don't they say, we've got our PRA, here it is, this is the process? Why don't they use all of those unit funds and engage to make sure that those opportunities are there? So for me, the best way that they can actually encourage is to role model that process and to understand what we can offer.